I want to talk about this 6-7 bullshit.
6-7.
So yeah, it's terrible. I'm going to tell you why I'm trying to advocate to being allowed to punch children in the face. So the 6-7 thing started out of nowhere. Actually, that's not true. There's an internet, a TikTok rapper. The rapper's name is Skrilla, and the song is called Doot Doot parentheses 6-7.
Oh God, that's terrible.
Right? Yeah, the song is terrible. And it's not just my personal opinion. Every article I read about 6-7 all said this song is fucking garbage. But anyway, that caught on. So then kids started doing the 6-7 thing. And then this thing came from somewhere like you're juggling tits. You know, it's just going 6-7. But it's also, that used to be an old thing to mock old Jewish people. I don't know. Is it this? Is it that? It's the same thing. I don't know. This. You know, it was, what's his name? Jackie Mason used to do that. I love Jackie Mason. Right? The whole point of all of this is the 6-7 stuff is getting out of hand. And not just because, that's just kids being kids. They're interrupting society in ways that are causing problems, not just in their own life and in the classrooms, but in other functions. Kids, you always hear about this stuff. Kids will get, if they all go to Burger King or McDonald's, you know, there's a big group of them there. You know, they're all going to be kids. They're going to be on their own. They're going to be restless and acting out and yelling and screaming and running around, whatever. Get it. It's kids. But when they're going around doing this stupid shit is causing a lot of problems. And like kids are getting the police called on them for all of this stuff. Well, it's escalated. There is a news reporter broadcasting from a college football game. It was Oregon State versus Lafayette. And this is KEZI 9 News in Eugene, Oregon. The reporter's name is Olivia Cleary, and she was broadcasting a live hits. Like, so she's in the stands essentially. And they're doing live hits from the news before the game starts, the crowd's coming in, what have you. Mm-hmm. Now, at first, I chopped this up a lot. You're not seeing the whole thing because the thing was a bit long. I only got to the points where it became a real fucking problem. So the news anchor in the studio would throw it to her, telling us about the college sport, and then you see the crowd getting rowdy. It looks like they're just really pumped for football. Look what happens here. We'll break this down.
I've got some fans around me, probably about 6-7 fans around me.
That's her first problem.
Oh, right. She knew what she was doing.
Well, she saw these kids behind her, and these are kids from, that one little kid could be the Rizzler, whatever his name is. He's a big, fat, small kid. He could be 10 years old. Some of these kids are anywhere 10 to 17.
Got maybe that broccoli cut right there. Stupid haircut.
It all looks terrible. And they were all doing this. Like, she wasn't live yet, and they were all behind her doing all this stuff. So she just figures, if I play into it, yeah, cool, you get it. And then they would move on and let her do her thing. No. It gets worse. Look at this.
It's a tie game here at halftime. The energy is way better in the stadium than it has been the last couple weeks. So you think maybe the coaching change has...
Now, for the radio audience, you're not hearing it yet. Maybe you are a little bit, but you're not seeing the full potential of where this is going. There's all these kids behind her are all doing the hand motion for 6-7. There's this, look at the guy off to her left shoulder, our right.
Mm-hmm, I'm watching him right now. He's doing the
Yeah.
Bit.
No, that's the blonde. That's
the blonde guy to her left shoulder. Yeah.
Her left shoulder right over the guy in the hat.
Yeah, I see him.
He's the problem through most of this stuff. Watch as we continue here. But you see how he's doing, they were all doing this juggling 6-7 thing, right. But then he's doing 6-7 with his fingers and his hands.
Energize the fan base a little bit, Brett.
Yeah, I think it definitely has, Olivia. I want to get to the game, though, because it has been really important to see how this program is needed to adjust, right? You have so many different changes going on.
All right.
Mute the feed. Right. You control that. Mute the feed so you don't hear them yelling in the background.
Right. So, again, for the radio audience, we're at a split screen now. The guy at the anchor desk in the studio, and her on the other window of the screen here, still live with the kids behind her, and he's trying to ask her questions about the team, typical filler bullshit in between and leading up to sporting events here. The kids are still yelling 6-7, doing the hand gestures, and even the anchor can't barely hear what's going on. You're right. They should have muted her until he threw another questionnaire and then bring her right back up.
In the program, again, interim head coach Rob Akey said he wanted to go to more like a team-like atmosphere where every coach and coordinator was kind of putting their hand into the pot to figure out how this team was going to look heading into this game. But the big question mark that I had was on the offense.
The kids are still in the background doing the 6-7 motion nonstop.
Danny Langsdorff is put in as the new play caller, originally an offensive quality control analyst, given the reins. What sort of changes have you already noticed?
And it's building up.
It's just getting worse.
She's not even talking. They're jumping around, going crazy. They're amping up to make this a big problem.
In the first half of action for this Beaver offense.
Let's go, baby! Yeah, Brett. Well, the first thing that comes to mind after just watching this first half of football is...
Watch the guy with a hat. You just heard him yell 6-7.
This fucking guy.
Right? Watch what happens here.
You can definitely tell there is a new play caller in town.
The blonde kid.
I want it now. Now that's when you punch somebody.
This blonde kid who was doing the face shows, who looks like Mike Morse, if you know the comedian from Uncle Rico. He's popping his head here. He's in front of her live shot. He didn't walk in front of her. He just tilted in from the side. He's blocking the whole lens.
Offense is looking 1 second. The offense is,
and she's being professional. She's
trying.
Like
she's
1
trying
second.
so hard.
Looking a lot more versatile. They're getting their tight end in there with more reps.
There's
Still
the asshole
really
with the hat again.
Characteristic with the running game. But definitely seeing a lot more passes from.
It's
Malik
like he's
Murphy,
drunk,
Trent
but he
Walker.
looks too young to be drinking, so he's just dumb.
No, it's this weird energy that sometimes young people have, where they just feel, if I stand there and just act retarded and scream and yell and like I'm so unique and different, that people are gonna like, he's funny, he's an individual, he's creative and all this shit. He knows he's on TV, he knows he's gonna be internet famous or whatever. He thinks this is going to be popular.
This is gonna be his thing that gets him going.
This is going to be and also he's going to get accolades from younger people. That was hilarious that you did this. Oh, it is not, because this was only a few days ago, and online is everyone saying, dox this kid, find the horrible stuff to this kid, even though they're not on his account. The news account is deleting comments left and right. I'm amazed they haven't turned the comments off yet, but I saw some stuff there, and when I went back, it was gone. So they have somebody scrubbing a lot of the commentary for it.
And I think even though the game is tied, the offense has looked.
He's having an aneurysm,
and we'll see how through the second half of this game.
Again, you have some people yelling behind you. I'm hoping that's just the excitement from this game. Is that?
And the guy on the right now with the sleeveless shirt is now screaming, "Help! Help me!"
God, they're so stupid.
It's like when you have the devil and the angel on your shoulder, but it's two drunk assholes. On her right shoulder is a guy yelling 6-7 at the top of his lungs. On her left is this guy screaming, "Help me!"
Fan is absolutely losing his mind behind you. Olivia, you've been covering this team all season long. You've seen some of the brief.
Now the guy with the hat is back.
Now he's recording it,
and he's got his phone up like he's recording or live streaming the live broadcast.
And a lot of the lows of this Oregon State football squad this season.
I'd break some fucking hands.
Now, here's what's happening. You see some jump cuts here, and you can hear the audio on the radio, and that there's some jump cuts here because there was the other anchor was talking for a while, and she's over there. Those kids, until they cleared them away from her, they were, getting in front of her, behind her, screaming in her ears, yelling, pushing her, all this shit. They got back to her one last time. I had to zoom in on this because she's crying now. She's doing the best she can to be professional. She's not walking away from her post. The director back in the studio should have been talking through the earpiece and said, "We're going to kill this. I'm just going to throw it back and get out of there." Whatever. I don't know if she set this up and she doesn't have a camera guy with her to go and clear these people out. If she had to do this as a self-contained unit, but they cut back to her again a third time. I had to zoom in on the video here. Look at her face. She's crying. She's still smiling, still putting out there, but she's got tears in her eyes from these fucking kids tormenting her.
Honestly, Brett, a win is more important than ever. When they've gotten off to the slow start that they have and have made the coaching changes that they've had, a win would mean everything to this program, and not even just in terms of the season. But we've seen a couple of recruits end up backing off their recruitment from here at Oregon State, and so a win not only would re-energize this program in terms of just the season, but maybe also help them bounce back a little bit on the recruiting trail as well and avoid losing some other commits out of that 2026 class that's been dwindling a little bit.
I'm telling you, one of my kids does this to someone doing this kind of thing. They're grounded.
Yeah.
Like your phone's gone. You've lost all your video games. I throw your computer in the trash. Like, I don't care. I don't tolerate this kind of shit because this is ridiculous. It's the same as like someone would yell, like an adult man going up to a news thing and yelling Baba Booey. Like at some point that's dumb. Stop doing it.
Yeah.
But they're not doing it as hardcore as these idiots are doing it. Like
the Baba Booey stuff was just like, you would like when we used to do assault on the media, you weren't supposed to touch the media people, but if you could get in the background holding a wow, the wow sign or Opie and Anthony or saying a catchphrase from the show and he gets on the news, that's all it was. It's in the same vein, but to a lesser degree than what this is, right? The Baba Booey stuff was just to get it on there so that Howard would play the news clip. Hey, somebody said Baba Booey on this live news thing, whatever.
I get it.
That's all it was. To this degree is far exceeding what we did, what Howard did, any of those kind of things. This is where it gets out of hand. They need a security guy, correct? If I was the camera guy or her producer that was with her on scene, I would have walked over and I said, kill the feed, and would have punched the kid.
But here's the thing. They're at a live sporting event. I have been to many sporting events. At almost every entrance, what are these? Not concourse, things like that. This open area would have a minimum 2 or 3 venue security guards.
Right.
If they saw that shit happening, someone should have stepped in by now.
I agree.
And said, you gotta go, or I'm escorting your dumb shits out of here. This is a failure, not only just for the youth, but like the security of this venue where they're at. And it's kind of ridiculous because she should have never had to dealt with it as long as she's had to do it.
No, she should have.
And you're right. As a producer back at the studio or somebody else should have said, we're going to kill this.
Back to her. Get her out of there.
Move somewhere else. Go somewhere else. Or we're just scrapping it all together. But
yeah. So the fact that third time back with her and you had to zoom in on that, she like her eyes are wet. Like the second they cut off her, she's wiping her eyes and stuff because the guy's screaming in her ears and she's getting shoved and pushed and the other kids are getting in front of the camera and everything. And it's not like you showed up at a kid's event where they might have been all exciting and went crazy. This was, a sporting event where people would be going crazy, whatever, but not to this extent where they're just yelling fucking nonsense and ruining the broadcast nonstop for this poor girl just trying to do her job and then pushing at her, screaming in her ears. That's, in a lot of cases that can be assault.
Mm-hmm.
So, the 6-7 thing definitely has been getting out of hand. There's other examples online of kids doing this stuff. I saw them where they're running into stores, screaming and then knocking something over and running out. Things along those lines. But this brought me back to only a few years ago. Do you remember the Szechuan sauce with Rick and Morty?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the Asian kid? This is the same energy as that asshole in the hat doing the 6-7 thing. Look at this.
I want Szechuan sauce. Where's my Szechuan sauce? I'm Pickle Rick. What below the dum dum? I'm Pickle Rick. Rick. I'm Pickle Rick.
Yeah,
like what does that do? Like.
What the heck?
He thinks he's funny. Funny. Look, the lady's clutching her kids. She doesn't know what the hell's going on here. Yeah, but he thinks he's funny. He's like, I'm going to go viral.
Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. Wow.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Those other kids, that was so fucking funny. If I was the manager, I would have grabbed that kid's leg as he's standing on top of the counter there.
Flopped him down. I thought the same thing.
Exactly.
Like the one time he jumped up, I would have went, boop. Oh God, I hate people.
Woodpit in the chat saying venue absolutely should have ejected them all immediately. Yeah, they should have.
I really did hate the Pickle Rick bit. Like it was funny when you first watched the episode, and then when everyone did, it was like when people were doing Borat's "My Wife," and they were doing all those things.
But it was just too annoying.
But that's the same
like
thing.
Michael Scott level annoying. I know. That wasn't assaulting people or ruining people's good times. And all that shit.
I mean, some people would do it. Like people would do that in movie theaters and shit like that. Like it's just, it's getting worse. Yeah. While you're doing a movie, like you're just sitting there watching a movie and someone would like, do the Pickle Rick bit, or they would do like the Borat shit.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, I hate the world, and it is getting worse because there used to be this level of decorum where it's like, yeah, you can act like an idiot, but yeah, you don't get in front of people, you don't get into their space, you don't get that close. You're just kind of in the background being dumb.
Yeah.
And then they've taken it to a way different level, and it's kind of ridiculous.
Big Red Tower in the chat saying, I recall Club Soda Kenny rattling some dudes around when they tried to start shit during your walkover segment or two. Yeah, but that's why you have security with you, so you can do things. Also, it's mostly the security's there for crowd control. It's like, hey, you can't go over here while we're doing something, whatever. And more times than not, people would be like, oh, okay, sorry, I didn't know. And they would back off a little bit, or they got a little too overzealous with something we were doing, whatever, and they'd move back and they'd be fine. You didn't have people coming in and fucking like tackling people or dive bombing in with nonsense or whatever. Yeah, it's getting out of control, this ADD kind of mentality that they just think it's okay to randomly do shit out of nowhere because it was trending somewhere. I could liken it to the kids who were doing the Tide Pod stuff. You see something online, they're just dumb enough to do it. You deserve what you get. I mean, it's sad for your family and all that stuff, but if you're dumb enough to say, oh, I saw this on the internet, I'm going to do it too because everyone else is doing it.
Stop raising morons.
And good, just help control the pet population. As Bob
Barker say, we're just thinning out the herd.
Bob Barker would say, and it's like, yeah, don't have them spayed or neutered. Have a Tide Pod, drink something, go do parkour off a crane in Russia, something like that. World would be better off. Crack the whip. I'm already getting amped up to turn away trick-or-treaters.
The first person that yells 6'7", he's just chucking Mr. Goodbars at their face.
I'll have a nice little spray bottle like you use when you're trying to teach the cat not to, claw the couch, but it's just going to have like ammonia in it.
Frank's red hot.
Right in the eyes. No 6'7".
It's Eric Nagel. Follow the show on all social medias at It's Eric Nagel for ways to watch or listen to the show, both live and on demand. Go to itsericnagel.com.